was bad.
So a lot of people getting into sales, really confident people, then they get into sales and suddenly that phone weighs 25 pounds and you're terrified to call and get hurt. I mean, because we live kind of a coddled life in America now. It's like you get into the quote unquote real world. You hadn't heard no many times in your life. And then it can kind of be, terrifying or debilitating for a lot of people. How did you get over that? I mean, was that just you were born that way, or you got rejected by a bunch of chicks? Like, what's going on?
Well, that definitely wasn't born that way. The rejection by the females, definitely.
Yeah.
There's no secret, definitely, with that. But for me, I so many years in the car business, I understand to welcome the no's because it's not natural that people want to tell you no. So what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to blow you off. They're going to say, "Give me your card. I'll call you back. I'll think about it." They don't want to tell you no.
Right.
So for me, I was going to force the no, or I was going to force the yes. I didn't have any problem, pushing. And I don't mean pressuring, but I had no problem pushing my process to the point to where we got to some type of closure.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of salespeople, they avoid that. What's the saying? Once you close a process, or you get a new client, you just lost your best prospect. So you kind of keep pushing it down the road. And if I never get to where I ask for the sale, they can never say no. But anyone that's worked in sales for any length of time, yeses and nos are great. Maybes will kill you.
Absolutely. And if you get into that result-driven mindset, once you're result-driven, then that's when you really want to push that process.
Right.
Because when they're not telling you no, like you're saying, they're stalling or whatever the issue may be, you're just in that dead space, and you didn't have nothing before, and you still ain't got nothing now.
Yeah.
But it's so much with new salespeople.
Because you work with teams, so you're bringing in probably people that have never been in sales.
Absolutely.
Or coming like you from other sales and teaching them this stuff.
And those people are notorious for wanting to hold on to that maybe. They'll hold on to that maybe for 2 years.
Absolutely.
They ain't told me no, so it ain't dead in the water.
So your advice
they're
would be
telling
just
you
let
no,
it,
you're not
let 'em
listening.
Go. Yeah. So do you kind of tell your people to welcome the no's?
Absolutely.
When they come in?
Absolutely, because it's it's a numbers game. It's the law of averages.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for every no you get, you're closer to a yes.
Yeah. There's actually a book called Go for No.
Yeah.
And they told a story in there. This kid worked at like a fancy clothing store or whatever. Whose was that?
Not me.
Billy Daggone.
Every time.
But anyways, worked at this fancy clothing store, and he was having trouble, and they had some like regional sales manager, some big wig that came in. I mean, if you're in sales organizations, it's like these people are celebrities inside of that organization. Like, but the guy came in, and some pretty wealthy dude came in, and he had a huge sale like in front of the guy, and when he was all done, you get a big sale, you walk up to your manager like, "Hey, did you see that?" And the sales manager looked at him and said, "What did he say no to?" He's like, "Well, what do you mean?" He said yes to everything. He goes, "Well, what did he say no to?" And his point was like, you got to go for no, because then that's, and he's like, "Well, why is that?" He's like, "Well, how did you know he was done?"
He left money on the table.
And I was like, it just was, it challenged me, because it's like, hey, well, I'd rather get a small commitment and just get that little nut there, that little whatever check, commission or whatever, and like, hey, what the rest, whatever. I got, at least I got a yes here.
Right.
How do you teach people to do that? I mean, can you without just getting them out there and hearing no and seeing it's not going to kill them?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the marketplace is always is the best teacher. The marketplace is always going to teach you. But the same thing with what you were just saying. We would bring back deals to where you would literally have to peel them off the ceiling. And that was doing two things. I mean, one, it was making sure you didn't leave money on the table.
Right.
And a lot of times what it was doing was bringing them back to actual reality of if you go into the car business, I want this $80,000 truck and I want to pay $300 a month for it. But, $80,000 trucks don't come with $300 a month.
I'm not a miracle worker.
So we'll peel them off the ceiling to bring them to reality.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Is it similar like that with insurance?
Well, it's similar like that with everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, even with insurance, people want, if you're looking at life insurance, they want $1 million in coverage and they want to pay $35 a month.
They see the
for it.
commercial and it's
Absolutely.
like, look, Jesus Christ couldn't pass that underwriting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Huh.
Perfect specimen could probably pass that underwriting, but how many perfect specimens are out there?
There's not,
I mean-
two out of three is not bad.
I mean, come on.
I'll let you guys decide.